Hello everybody, welcome back to the Final Fantasy X walkthrough. We are just about to take down Dark Bahamut. He is a little more difficult than or some of the ones that we've previously been fighting. And I believe he's the first one that's got a really annoying multi-target status effect. That's a mouthful. Anyway, so oh man, now I gotta try to remember now how many it is. I'll try to keep track, but I believe it's every 6th attack he'll do a counter attack and he'll use impulse on you. So you kind of have to pay attention to the flow, I suppose, of the fight and kind of where you're at in terms of counter attacks. To be honest here, you can really cheese this fight out by just using counterattacks. It's not the worst way to handle the fight, I suppose, but that is not how I went about it. Alright, so there's one. Now he's gonna take a turn here. Oh, boom. Wow, okay, so that was a pretty big hit there. Obviously, like any other fight in this game, you're going to want to buff yourselves up with cheers and you know, focus or whatever you feel you need to do. Protect, haste, so on and so forth. Get your defenses up as high as you can. Now, my stats are maxed out for this, so you know, everybody's got 255 strength, defense, so on and so forth. Now, I completely lost track of where we were at as far as counterattacks. Gotta be getting close though. There it is. All right, so here's impulse. So again, this is after so many attacks. I'm gonna try to recount again here, but all right. So it put Riku, or made Riku stone there. Titus has ribbon as well as I think Waka, and that's actually fairly important. You're going to need at least one person, and to be honest, it's a lot better if you can get that on 2 people. Not necessarily ribbon, I suppose, but you know, stone proof would be the way to go. But that's if you're gonna do it this way. If you're just gonna go with counterattacks, then you don't need to do that. Oh my god, dude is crushing me. Oh, he hits so hard. So I don't know if you can sentinel and, you know, reduce some of that damage. Obviously, I don't believe any of my characters have protect down. So that's also probably part of the problem. Nor did I use cheer like I should have. So I'm just doing all kinds of stupid stuff. Oop. Nice. Okay, so there's Sentinel. Boy, that's not a bad idea either, actually. Come to think of it. All right. Okay, let's dispense the good info here. So every 5th attack, he will counter with impulse. Now, the crappy thing about impulse, and I actually didn't realize this, but impulse will inflict slow, full break, and delay. Okay, so ribbon is definitely the best way to handle that. The other really important thing you have to remember is if impulse is used just before he is about to use his mega flare, you're probably going to die. Full break is, you know, that's the other reason why I took so much damage earlier. There was with full. He obviously used an impulse there, and Titus had full break on him, which is why when he attacked Titus. He took, or Titus took 99,999 damage. So, you know, if you want to, you can dispel that. Unfortunately, you know, if you aren't using like gear that already has haste, or sorry, auto haste, auto protect, so on and so forth, some, you know, dispel will remove some of those beneficial statuses as well. So, you know, kind of up to you on how you want to handle it. You know, it's just kind of cumbersome and crappy to have to deal with it. Now, the other thing I want to say here actually is that it may not be a bad idea to save Bahamut here until after you've farmed Yojimbo a ton. And Yojimbo we're going to take care of in the second half of this video, basically right after we take care of Bahamut here. But reason why I say that is because oftentimes Yojimbo will drop gear that already has break HP limit as well as ribbon, and those two, I would say those two customized abilities are some of the most difficult to get. Ribbon especially, that is just, it takes 99 dark matter, and there's just no real fast way of obtaining dark matter other than killing Dark Yojimbo. There are other ways to get it, but it's not going to be fast, and you're probably not going to like it. So, to be honest, I would actually save Dark Bahamut until after. There's no set order that you need to take care of these guys in anyway. So, I mean, and I don't know. I just feel like that's the best way to go about it, because Yojimbo is just, he's way easier. So, that's my opinion anyway. But anyways, back to the fight. So like I said, you know, every fifth attack here, he's gonna counter with impulse. And obviously, once his overdrive meter gets to full, his following turn then will be a Mega Flare, which, you know, obviously you're going to want to block with an Aeon. I always feel like that's the best way to take care of any time, you know, any of these Aeon or Dark Aeons are using their overdrives. Just make the Aeons take all the big hits. Alright, so being that I'm getting close to his turn again, now we're gonna bring Yuna in, summon up our next I don't know, punching bag. And alright, looks like I got Hellfire all queued up, so let's do that. Might as well, right? These Aeons aren't doing fantastic damage, so that's the kind of interesting thing. There you go. That wasn't so bad. Towards the end of the game, it's kind of interesting. The Aeons really feel like they... Oh wow, and he only took... Oh, never mind, I'm sorry. So apparently Hellfire triggered his counterattack. So that's interesting. Ah, yes. That's actually part of the strategy here that I used, and I think I actually just finally noticed that. So what I do there is I typically try to get 4 hits off. So right before the... Yeah, let me back up. Right before he's going to use his overdrive Mega Flare, what I like to do is get 4 attacks off, and then summon the Aeon, and then get the 5th attack off to trigger the impulse. And then the impulse doesn't kill off the Aeon, and then immediately after he uses impulse, then he'll use his overdrive, and that will most likely kill your Aeon. The benefit of doing that is then, we've already triggered that impulse, so now our actual characters don't have to worry about triggering that as early. Otherwise, obviously the next hit would trigger it. So again, I felt like that was a really good addition to the strategy to take this guy down. So up to you on whether or not you want to add that. But man, that Sentinel's really doing some work here. And so now I'm not sure if it seems to be that when Impulse is triggering on Riku, it looks like when it turns... Ooh, that was dangerous. So when it turns her to stone, it appears to be kind of like nullifying any of the other status effects. So when she gets turned, when she gets turned to stone, she's only being petrified, so she's not getting the full break debuff on her, which means then when I'm using Sentinel, she only takes, you know, that 6k damage. So I don't know. To be honest though, the crappy thing was I just got lucky there where it looked like, so I think Titus was dead, Riku was turned to stone, and then Waka was still alive, and at least I think that was how that went down. Maybe Titus wasn't dead. Anyways, Bahamut just happened to go after Waka and kill him instead of attacking Riku. Now, if he would have attacked Riku, being that she was already turned to stone, she would have shattered, I believe. So, and I think anyway, maybe she would have lived though. I don't know actually now, right off the top of my head, because I feel like sometimes, and I don't know if his is that way. So, anyways, I guess what I'm trying to say here, I'm getting a little tongue-tied, but it seems to me that some of these Aeons, when they turn you to stone, sometimes even when you take damage, it won't shatter you, and other times it will. So, you know, other times it'll just do 0 damage. So I don't know if Bahamut's is the type that will, you know, make you shatter or not. I vaguely remember it shattering me on other attempts though. So. Okay, actually, so from what I'm reading here, it seems to be that if you're already petrified and he casts Impulse, that will shatter you. That's what I'm reading anyway. So here I summoned in Ixion, triggered the Impulse, which obviously Ixion will live, and then he will immediately use Mega Flare. So Ixion will take that for us as well. You know, I don't know. It's up to you guys on whether or not you want to, you know, just absorb it with your characters. I always hate doing that because not only do you lose any buffs that you have, but reviving with auto life, but also you'll get less turns before he takes his next action as well. Just because, you know, again, it's just goofy with the way when your characters die, how it kind of messes with turn order and stuff. So anyways, that's not how I like to do it. Again, I like to just bring in the Aeons, make them do the dirty work for us, and then and then bring the regular characters back in. But it looks like he's getting fairly low here, so it shouldn't be too much longer and we'll be able to take him down. But I guess the real strategy with this fight, though, is knowing when he's going to use Impulse, you know, and gosh, I guess I wouldn't even necessarily say buffs, because to be honest, it's not looking like I really buffed my characters at all. Now, it is important, though, to know what I've got on my equipment. Obviously, with Titus and Waka both have Stone Proof. I think they both have... what am I trying to... Oh, Auto Haste. Boy, actually, I think everybody's got Auto Haste here. And then I don't know about anything else. That might be it. I vaguely remember Titus probably has like Auto Phoenix or something like that, but that never triggers because I'm using Auto Life instead. But yeah, I mean, I guess to be honest, that's about it. That's the whole strategy here. It's really just, you know, keeping track of when he's going to use Impulse, making sure that he doesn't hit you with an Impulse right before a mega flare. I'm so bad. I'm just forgetting all the names of every cool skill ever. So here's this should be I think this is the final Aeon that I have to summon to block the Mega Flare. But yep, here we go. So I triggered Impulse with Diamond Dust. So Shiva will take that for us. And then, yeah, we'll eat the Mega Flare. Other, I guess, I don't know if I'd say strategy type stuff, but boy, if you can have your, I wouldn't even recommend trying this without Celestials. I mean, you probably could, but I don't know. Yeah, I can't even imagine trying to do this without Celestials or without, you know, your stats maxed out. That's the other thing. Your stats are really important at this point in the game. And to be honest, like, yeah, it's a lot of work, but I think it really pays off. Now, do you need to go to, you know, 99,999 health? No, but honestly, when I started going about my stat raising and whatnot, I kind of made that one of my goals because I've never done it before. In previous playthroughs, I've got to, you know, 255 of all the stats. They're all the main stats, but I've never done the 9,999 health. And I don't know, it was interesting, I suppose, but alright, so that wiped out Titus and Waka. Riku is turned to stone, so we'll see how we I wish he would have attacked Riku there. I really wanted to see if that would have shattered her or not. I went with Asuna first because that should make Riku take a turn. Yeah, there we go. So she's actually got 2 right in a row. Full life. It's a useful ability. I don't use that a whole lot, but when you do, it's fairly decent. The cool thing about full life, too, is that when you cast that on somebody that's got 99,999 health, it actually restores all of that health, which is, you know, different from a lot of the other, I guess, ways that you can heal yourself in this game anyway. Even though, unfortunately, even like X potions will only restore 9,999, so, you know, again, there isn't, actually, I believe that's the only real way to heal yourself to full. Other than, you know, using Kiragas over and over, but those don't restore much. I think they only do, without any enhancements, even with 255 magic, I think they're doing like just a little over 10,000. Maybe a little more. Anyways, alright, that's it. That's it for Dark Bahamut. I don't remember what I got here. Maybe this is to get the Nimbus Rod. Is that what I got? I don't know. To be honest, these weapons, unfortunately, I really like when they drop gear, but that one just happened to drop a weapon. Anyways, so here we've got, this is Dark Yojimbo. We'll chat a little bit, I suppose, about how to trigger him here. Basically, what I do is I just enter the Cavern of the Stolen Faith and warp all the way to the back, and then you have to just physically walk back towards the entrance. And once you step in a certain spot, that'll trigger this summoner to come out and attack you with Yojimbo. Now, the cool thing about this guy is that you get to fight him multiple times, and then on top of that, you can reset the events too. So essentially, what it means is you can farm Yojimbo for gear as well as dark matter, which are both useful. I'll be completely honest. I farmed Yojimbo so much that I know I got 100 or more dark matters from him, and multiple pieces of really, really good equipment. And when I say really good equipment, I mean like there's, unfortunately you don't get to choose, what abilities that gear has on it, but multiple times there I got gear that had the break HP limit as well as ribbon. And now, not everybody likes break HP limit. I'm on the fence. I think that for some fights it's good, in other fights not as much. But that being said, that combination of synthesized abilities is extremely time consuming to do. You know, if you were to try to farm up all of the items that you needed, because I think it's like, oh, I don't remember if it's Doors to Tomorrow or whatever. I believe, if I remember right, if it's the Shinryu fight in the monster arena that gets you the item that you need, but you only get 2 at once, and I believe it takes 30 to actually synthesize that ability. So again, that in combination with Ribbon needing, 99 dark matters. That is, I think, in my opinion anyway, it's the most difficult item to actually farm until you get to this point. If you can take down Dark Yojimbo and you can do it with, any decent amount of speed, this is the best way to farm dark matter. Again, that's my opinion. I think most people would be in agreement with me if you've actually tried farming it in any other ways. But the other great thing is actually just the gear that he drops. I think the gear that he drops can have, again, like I said earlier, the break HP limit. It can have Ribbon. There might be other abilities, and I'm not remembering, but I do know also I got combinations of those abilities. And for instance, I got a combination of both on a couple of pieces. But I also, at times, only got like one or the other. So, one piece I'd get break HP limit. And I think, to be honest, actually, I think I ended up with like 3 bracers for Waka that all had, just break HP limit. And I know at one point I got a piece of armor that had only Ribbon on it, which, is still definitely useful. I mean, 99 dark matters is 99 dark matter. So. And then you can customize from there if you want. Now that being said, these armors that have the ribbon, ribbon and the HP limits, whatever. Those are all extremely useful for taking care of some of these other Dark Aeons. Obviously, the last fight there with Dark Bahamut there would have probably went a lot more smoothly and quickly if I would have had Ribbon on all characters, as well as probably that break HP limit. But unfortunately, or maybe it was a good thing that I didn't. I do want to point out one thing right here. So you actually to continue or to get all of the, because we have to fight him 5 times. I actually passed up one of the encounters that we could have, fought him. And the reason for that is because I wanted to farm him more. So basically, there's a crossroads back there. And if I would have continued on to there's a dead end that leads to, I think, what's commonly referred to as the green room. If I would have continued down there, I would have fought him, one more time, and then fighting him at the very entrance or near the actual teleporter would have been the 5th fight, and I would have finished him off, and then would have essentially not been able to farm him anymore. So I skip, and that's typically what I did when I was farming him. I would just skip going down that path, and I'd continue on towards the teleporter. And then I'd fight him for the 4th time at the teleporter, and then basically just teleport back to the back of the cave, and then run up to the save sphere, and interact with the save sphere. Go into the Blitzball menu, and then sometimes I'd save my game, sometimes not. But then run back up towards the the back of the cave, I suppose, and then run one more time towards the save sphere, and that would trigger the fight again. So that's essentially my farming method for Dark Yojimbo, and I would definitely recommend that to anybody that wants to get the ribbons going on their equipment. So here will be our 4th time. Now again, if I would have continued on past to the green room and fought him there, this would have been the 5th and final time. Now I'll actually actually gonna show you guys, you know, kind of what I do here to farm. After this fight's over, what I'll end up doing is, I think I actually went all the way outside the cave, which actually isn't really what I was doing when I was farming. I was teleporting immediately back to the back side of the cave, and then saving there, you know, and then again, like I said earlier, going into the blitzball menu, which would, you know, essentially, so basically how it works is entering the blitzball menu is what kind of breaks the chain, I suppose you could say, and kind of resets the summoner and his summoning Yojimbo on you. So that is how it all works. You know, if you don't go into that blitzball menu, or I guess what you could do, you can also do is save your game and then soft reset, and I believe that resets the whole encounter chain as well, but that is much more time consuming than just entering the blitzball menu. So again, that's my recommendation. But here you'll see you'll notice too, he kind of shrugs and then runs off, and that's so that you know you haven't I guess finished the chain. So here we go. Like I said earlier, what I did there was I actually saved, and I did that off screen. So I saved, entered the blitzball menu, and then teleported right back here to the back of the cave. And so I believe this is the full chain of all 5 fights. You know, again, I farmed the crap out of Dark Yojimbo here. I got tons of really good gear, and a ton of dark matter. Ambushed. No. Why? Boy, as far as actual strategy, which is kind of funny, I haven't talked about it at all. Daigoro can petrify your enemies, so if you've got stone proof, that's a good, obviously a great way to counteract that. Same old stuff though, you know, you really want to buff up your characters, cheer, protect. I believe Wakizashi can be brought down below 9k health, and you'll definitely want to do that if you don't have the break HP limit. Otherwise, he can be extremely difficult to take down. Kazuka, this one's not so bad. Yeah, it only does, you know, 12k, which is not that bad. And Daigoro is actually fairly weak as well. So again, you know, that's if you're using cheers and protects and stuff, you guys should be able to survive this stuff fairly well. And again, you know, stone proof is extremely nice to have here. I would sure guess you could do it without, but I guess I don't know for sure. I've never. Well, yeah, I guess my damage was good enough where there was a couple of instances there where somebody did get petrified, and it ended up being okay. And I don't know if you can shatter your people or not. I don't think so though. I don't ever remember being shattered here in all my fights with him. But who knows though? I could be wrong on that. I just I don't remember if it actually happened or not. All right, so is this? I think this is encounter 3. Once again, you know, quick hit, extremely useful here. I forgot how good this skill actually was. And you know, I brought this up in one of the videos quite a while ago, but once I changed the option on the cursor memory, it really changes things. It makes these battles so much less cumbersome. It's so annoying flipping through all your different menus. Now, you know, it's great for using repeated attacks, or if you want the same attacks or same heals or whatever going to the same person. It's great for that. Now you just kind of gotta I had to kind of relearn my way of playing once I activated that, because I was so used to the cursor going to the default position that it was a little bit of a challenge. But you know, once I feel like once you get comfortable with that, you'll really like it. I mean, I love it. So anyways, all right, so here, instead of taking a right, we're gonna continue straight on. Yep, here we go, and we'll head up towards, like I say, I don't know, I think this is commonly referred to as the green room. And here we've got him hanging out. So I actually, there was a while there where I was missing this guy, and I couldn't figure out how to, you know, continue on with the series of fights, because I was done farming him, and I kind of just wanted to move on, and I was like, where is this dude at? So here I just happened to run down here. I was like, oh, okay, well, there we go. Okay. Wakazashi. So if he gets to overdrive, I think he uses Zanmoto, and I think you need to block that with an Aeon. I don't think you can use Auto Life for that. That's my understanding anyway. I've actually literally never seen him use it, so you know, he never got to overdriving or to that point. But that's also probably, you know, I've got all my stats maxed out, so he is just not living that long. Genji's shield, that should be good. That's probably got break HP limit on it. Same with that super goalie, the one that I got earlier. It's either super goalies, I think either the break HP limit or ribbon, or a combination of the two. Alright. So this is encounter number 4 now. Excuse me. Quick hit. Yeah, I must have a ribbon equipped now on Titus. So maybe with the next video I'll talk a little bit more. Nah, I'll probably save it for a little while later, but I was gonna mention kind of my end game setup, or the gear that I used to defeat Penance, and I actually really liked it. I went with break HP limits, but which, by the way, Penance I believe is the most difficult enemy in the entire game. That's my opinion anyway. I don't know if anybody, there may be people that disagree with that. I don't know why you would, but anyways, what I used for Penance was break HP limit, auto regen, which, so people kind of like that and kind of don't for different reasons, and maybe we'll discuss that at a different time, but I actually really liked it. So anyways, break HP limit, auto regen, auto haste, and auto protect. And it worked so well, you know, and we'll I guess, again, we'll bring that up once we actually get to Penance, but other enemies may have different combinations of customized abilities, and you know, for reasons like Yojimbo here that can use stone touch, because that can be a huge issue. Anima coming up, and I think Anima will be the next video, but Anima is definitely one of the ones I would recommend using ribbon for. Obviously Dark Bahamut as well, just because that impulse is so annoying. Otherwise, yeah, I guess you can cheese him with the whole counter-attacking thing, but alright. So this should be it. Genji armlet, nice. Got some nice gear there too. I think here you'll see Penance waking up, which doesn't actually happen until you've defeated Dark Anima and the Dark Mega Sisters as well. Since I did this out of order though, almost kind of for like continuity's sake, I wanted to you know, put this together with the original Yojimbo fight that I had done. But anyways, so like I said, what I ended up doing though was saving Yojimbo for very, very last. But you know, you'll see actually again, and this scene won't trigger until you defeat your final Dark Aeon. But essentially, this is Penance waking up, and Penance will appear on your destinations list. But anyways, I gotta cut this. So like, comment, subscribe, whatever you guys want to do. Hope these guides are helpful though, and hope you join me for more. All right, thanks for watching.